Testing. Is this on? Hello? This was working just fine yesterday, so what's happening? Ah, we're kind of blurry. Okay, here we go. Hi, y'all. Welcome to my channel. My name is Stephanie. Here we talk about books, wellness, lifestyle, anything I really feel like talking about in the moment. And since we are in the month of love, I'm here to talk about dating yourself and falling in love with you. And this is actually a topic that I've been wanting to talk about for a while because I've been getting people telling me that I'm such an inspiration when it comes down to loving myself. I go on dates on my own. I travel by myself. I just do the thing. I do it all on my own. And I'm here to just give you my experiences and tell you why this is such a great idea. To top it off, I am someone who has extreme social anxiety. It's just so bad that I feel like I'm always awkward, and a lot of the times I never know really what to say to people I've never met before in my life, who I'm meeting for the first time. It's like really, really hard. So being able to like force myself to just go out by myself and discover new things and meet new people was just, it was like aggravating at first for me. I was just so scared. So I started officially dating myself and taking myself out in 2021. I had just moved out from living with my family, and I was living with my two brothers and my mom. So then I moved from there to living with my best friend, her husband, and her two kids. And then her whole family is on the first floor. So at that moment, I was very much not my best self. I had body dysmorphia. I was, I guess, depressed. I was just going through a lot, and I didn't know who I was without my family. I didn't know who I was or what I wanted out of life. I knew that I wanted to do theater, all that, but I just wasn't at a right place to pursue that at the moment. And along with that, during the time period, I had friends, obviously, like I was living with my best friend, but my other best friend, who's been my best friend since 5th grade, she lived in Connecticut, and she still lives there. She lives in Connecticut, and my other best friend, I think he was going through his own thing as well. So it was pretty hard at the moment to hang out with my friends. And along with that, I also ended up losing friendships, but that's a whole different thing. So I thought that this would be a good time to start learning about myself and who I am without my friends. Who am I without my friends? Who am I without my family? Who, just, if some stranger were to walk up to me and ask me, who am I? What would I tell them? So I feel like step one in understanding and being okay with dating yourself would be to just take yourself out on a walk, which nowadays is called the hot girl walk. I always used to call it a walk. So I would go out to the park. I would go out to Brooklyn or the city and just take a nice walk on the park, whether it was Prospect Park or Central Park, wherever. And just had some air. Of course, I did this only on like the nice days when it was like too cold or maybe it's too hot. I wouldn't do that. Yeah, I would just go on a walk and just be with myself. Either I would be listening to a podcast or I would be listening to music. And sometimes I would just not listen to anything at all, just surround myself with the noise around me and understand that I'm alone, right? I'm alone at the moment. I didn't bring a friend. I didn't bring my brother or anything like that, but I am not completely alone because, you know, the earth has like a bunch of people, and New York especially is full of people. I feel like taking yourself out to the park or somewhere spacious and with like lots of air is really good because you don't feel claustrophobic, I guess, in a way, and you don't feel like you can't leave the situation if you feel uncomfortable. Like if you were at a park or something, you could just walk back home because you're like already outside, or you can find a place where there's people if you really need to be around more people. Totally cool. And I just feel like it's a great first step in just being able to be alone with your thoughts. Whether the thoughts are like really great and you're like really happy, or the thoughts are more like stressful, like you're stressed about work, or there's like personal things going on in your life and you don't know how to solve it, it's just a really nice moment to be able to reconnect with yourself and also remind yourself that you're here. Like this is the present. Your problems are happening, but they're not happening right now. Right now, you're just here walking on the park and just trying to get yourself together. Another good way to be alone without actually being alone, like without your friends and family and significant other, would be to take up a class. I have been doing SoulCycle since 2021 as well. I love it. I think it is a very great way to just be on your own in terms of like trying new things by yourself, but also being surrounded by a group of people who have that similar interest. Because at least for me, the interests that I have versus what most of my friends have aren't the same. We all have very different interests. So when I get to be around a group of people who have similar interests as me, it's actually pretty fun. So for me, I've done SoulCycle, I've done Rumble classes. I did an archery class once, and that was actually pretty interesting because I felt like Link from Legend of Zelda. That's all I want to be when I grow up. So I was like, you know what? I'm pretty sure there's an archery class out there. I'm going to go try it out. And I did, and it was really fun. And really great. The people were really cool. I was with a group of Boy Scouts, but I also was with like a group of friends, and they were really, really cool too. Very, very sweet. Picking up a class in something that you're interested in, whether your friends are interested in it as well or not, I think it's a really great way to just put yourself out there and also meet new people along the way. Then after you pick up the class, you could actually tell your friends about it and then maybe go with them sometime. I've done that with like my SoulCycle classes because they offer like 3 free classes for your friends. So like if you bring a friend who's never been before, they get a free class, and I believe you get a free class. I don't remember how that went, like how that worked out, because I did that like early on, like 2021. So I think the website explains that. It was like really, really fun, and also boosts your social skills. Like whenever I do classes on my own and I want like maybe my picture taken and stuff, it gives me like the courage. Like I'm forced to have the courage to ask somebody to take my picture, you know, so, or record me while I like do this. And I started going out to eat by myself, which was a really big step for me, because then that would mean I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of people I don't know in a smaller space. And I kind of have to commit to this because I reserved the spot and I said I would be there. So I don't want to be the person that cancels. I ended up going to a vegan restaurant, a vegan Italian spot called Coletta. It's in this city. And I fell in love. It was such a great time. I just went with the expectation of just going to eat, which is something very important to note, that if you are going to take yourself out to a restaurant or a bar, just don't expect anything to happen. Don't expect to meet the love of your life there. Don't expect to run into people you know. If you do, then you do. You know, it's just not something that you were expecting to happen. Just not setting any expectations when you're going out just is very calming, because then on top of that, you're not stressed about, oh, this didn't happen, so now I'm upset. It's just, you're there to eat, you're there to give yourself a good time, and that's it. I'd also recommend that if you want to take yourself out to eat, to go somewhere that you've already been before with your friends or family or whoever, and now you want to experience it on your own to see how it feels, or go to a spot where you can enjoy the food, where it's food that you like. Don't just go to any restaurant that serves whatever and you, in the end, you don't like the food, or you already know this food's not your type and you're gonna go. Like for me, when I went to the vegan restaurant, I went because it's vegan and it's Italian. I love Italian food. I love vegan food, so it was perfect for me. And the aesthetic of it was really great. I do recommend also doing your research beforehand if you're going somewhere that you haven't been to but serves the food that you like. So that way you understand what the vibe is, so you know how to dress, and you could dress accordingly, and also so you can feel comfortable in what you're wearing and where you are. If it fits your vibe, then you're going to have a great time. If it doesn't fit your vibe and you're there alone, you're not going to have a fun time. Or maybe you will, but more than likely you may not have a good time, and you may regret going out on your own to a restaurant, and that's something we don't want. And if you are concerned with people judging you for going outside by yourself to eat, then 9 times out of 10, they're just wondering why you're there. They're curious. They're not judging you. They're just more wondering, like, how can you do that by yourself? maybe they wanted to do it on their own and they never got the chance to do it, or maybe they didn't have the courage to do it, so now they're seeing somebody else do it and they're like, oh, well, maybe I could do it too. And maybe that's why they're looking at you. You just never know. You don't know what's going around someone's head when they're staring at you. And I've gotten it so many times. People wondering why I'm there by myself instead of like with my friends, or if I'm waiting for somebody. And obviously I say, no, I'm actually here by myself. And then it sparks a conversation. So if you're somebody who also has social anxiety like I do, it gives you the opportunity to also just spread your wings and fly. And also don't entertain energy that you don't like. So if someone's giving you a weird vibe, just, you know, say, I appreciate our chat, whatever, but I'm going to go, or whatever. Or tell the bartender or somebody, you know, because if there's one thing we don't want is to entertain energy we do not like, and entertain people who make us feel uncomfortable. Just note to self. And then I did this for about a year, where I would be going once a month or so to take myself out to eat somewhere. And then eventually in 2022, I ended up traveling on my own. And this was actually very unexpected. I did not plan this, only because I was supposed to go to Florida with my best friend and her husband to go see Bad Bunny. And we had tickets and everything. But then last minute they told me that they couldn't go. So I'm like, I already bought the plane ticket, so I'm still gonna go. Because I already made it this far. I'm not gonna like cancel the flight. I did, however, cancel going to the Bad Bunny concert, because at that time I still wasn't ready to go to a concert by myself, and plus it was in a different state. So if I felt like I didn't want to put myself in a situation where I could be in danger. You just never know. So I went to Florida, but I didn't go to the concert. And I have already been to Florida twice, I believe, prior to that trip. And I've gone with my best friend years ago. So I was already familiar with Florida, and I knew where I wanted to go, and I knew where I was going to stay. I got an Airbnb and I stayed there for like, I think it was like a 5-day trip or something. So I did that and I had an amazing time. Being able to travel by yourself is a whole different experience, because you are not relying on anybody else but you. You're going on your time. You get to follow your itinerary. I can't even say that word. Follow your own itinerary, and nobody's saying that, oh, I don't want to go here, or can we go somewhere else, or can we eat later? Like, it's all on you. So if anything, I feel like traveling by yourself is an experience you need to have at least once in your life. If you're never going to do it again, fine. But I feel like it's an experience you should have at least once. Being able to go to Florida on my own was very fun. I was able to walk 5 miles, well, maybe a little over 5 miles, from where I was staying. I believe I walked from all the way to, which was Little Haiti, all the way to South Beach by myself in the heat. It was like hot, massively hot, and I was sweating. But I did it, and I was able to do it because I was by myself. Nobody was out here telling me, oh, I'm tired, or can we take a break? No, like, I'm gonna just keep walking. I have that tendency of just keep on walking, and I'll take breaks when I need to, but I didn't really need to do that when I was there and taking that long walk. So it was like a really fun time. I did a lot of eating on my own, and also since I was staying at an Airbnb, I was able to just cook my own meals, because that's what I would usually prefer over eating out a lot. I ate out once, which was when I got there. The night that I got there, I ate tacos at some spot nearby. And yeah, I came back a whole different person. Like, I was just so much more in love and more in tune with myself. I came back with a beautiful tan because I was doing a hell of a lot of walking. I think my scalp burned, but that's okay. It healed eventually. So I came back with a beautiful tan, because I would also go to the beach every day, and nobody was stopping me from going to the beach. So I felt great. I felt rejuvenated. I felt refreshed. I felt ready to take on the next few months of my life, the next rest of the year. So yeah, that was a really great experience. And with that, I was able to gain so much more confidence in myself, and I saw myself as more beautiful and more alive, because I was able to just experience something in a different state on my own. I had obviously my location on so that my best friend knew where I was, because she's also familiar with the state. So if something did happen, then she would know. So yeah, it was just really great. I definitely recommend traveling on your own at least once. just try going to a place that you've already been to, just so that you're more comfortable and more, you just know where you are majority of the time. And then later on, you can boost to going to places that you've never been to on your own. Dating yourself and falling in love with yourself makes you more selfish. You become extremely more selfish when you start to finally understand more about yourself and understand your boundaries and who you want to be with and who you don't want to be with. Because now that you are venturing out to being by yourself, you're more than likely obviously spending money just on you. And you're not thinking about anybody else but you at that moment. This is your time, your space, your moment. You are the main character of your own story. And now and I noticed it too with myself, that I was slowly becoming a lot more selfish. I definitely did not give just anybody and everybody my time anymore. I finally started to not say yes all the time to things that I didn't want to do just because it would make somebody else happy, because now I'm learning how to make me happy. This doesn't just go to like friendships and family. This also goes to like my job. Like, I have set the boundary that this time and this time is when I'm available. This is the time you scheduled me for. I will not come in earlier or stay later unless I can do it. And unless I say that I can do it, I'm more than likely not able to do it, because my time is spent doing this, this, and this, and it needs to be respected. You know, I did lose like a few friendships because I started to learn how to be selfish, and that's okay. It's completely normal to like lose people along the way who don't respect your time and don't respect your space. There is a bajillion other people in the world, and you are bound to meet a great group of people who become your closest friends, who also understand that you are a human being and you are trying to learn more about yourself and be more comfortable with your own space and company, that you will not always be available for them 24/7, and that if there are things that you don't want to do, they'll respect you for it, and everybody moves on. Like, it's just how it is. So be selfish. Put yourself first. Being able to date yourself and love yourself really teaches you how to put you first before anybody else, because who else is going to put you first? Maybe your mom, maybe your dad, maybe your brothers. I don't know. But the only person that for sure can always put you first no matter what is you. And I love it. I am extremely selfish, and it's maybe also the Sagittarius in me. I don't know. But I love being selfish. I love being able to put myself first. I love being able to know what my boundaries are, what I'm willing to do for others, and what I'm not willing to do for others, because I wouldn't do it for myself, or I would do it for myself. With being selfish, for me at least, it gives me so much more power. Like, I feel so much more powerful. I feel stronger. I feel confident. I feel great. Like, it's just a vibe. And I feel like we should all learn to be a little bit more selfish as well. It's always great to help others. Totally great. And it's always good to be kind. Being selfish doesn't mean that you're not being kind and that you're not willing to help people. Again, you don't want to have to be put in a situation where you're doing something that doesn't make you happy, but you're doing it because it makes that person happy. Yeah, some other experiences I've had while like being on my own is I've went to 2 concerts by myself. The first one I went to in Barclays Center. I sat like all the way up that scary stadium thing, and apparently I had such a great time. I was there by myself. I had no intention of like being with like meeting people or anything, but I ended up being with a whole group of girls and guys who were also Hispanic, and they were Ecuadorian, and it was just a really great time. We were having so much fun. It was a vibe. Loved it. And then the second concert I went to was a Fall Out Boy concert, which I didn't know who was going in like my social media platform. I didn't know who was going to be there. And I ended up seeing like a girl that I know, and she went with her sister, and then she gave me a friendship bracelet. It was like super duper cute. We hung out, we had drinks outside of the stadium, and then we went to our seats, because the thing about being like going to a concert by yourself, you're always more likely to get a really good seat. So I like to sit like on the edges. Like, I like to sit near the stairs so I can get out fast and not have to worry about other people being in my way. So I was able to get that kind of seat. And I also paid a little extra so that I would have like a chair so I'm not sitting on the bleachers. Definitely recommend going to a concert by yourself, especially if you just really love music and you love the vibe, because you get to pick so many different seats. So if you want to be around a lot of people, you can pick that kind of seat in the middle, knowing that you don't have to worry about like, oh my God, we're not going to be together. We're not going to be sitting together. You don't have to worry about that because you're going by yourself and you're going to have a really great time. Because I know I had a really great time. Yeah, the girls that I knew and met up with were like in the same row as me. Funny enough, they were in that section. They were in the same section as me, but they were like closer to the front than I was, which is totally fine. I went back to my seat and I had such a fun time. I was recording myself. I was jamming to the music and it was so loud, so I didn't care about how I was singing the song. Like, it was just amazing. I love Fall Out Boy, so it was also just on my bucket list to be able to listen to them live at least once in my lifetime. So if you do want to go to a concert by yourself, I 10 out of 10 would recommend, and definitely go to a concert where like it's your favorite band, group, whatever, because it just elevates the experience that much more. Another great way to feel good about yourself and to date yourself and love yourself would be to dress cute, especially when you're going through like your worst days. I know for me, I go through a lot of moments where I'm just not feeling my best mentally or physically. So if it's physically, I don't put makeup on. If anything, I'll do my hair, but I won't do my makeup just because like my skin needs to be able to breathe a little bit more if I'm sick. But if I'm mentally not having a great day, but I could still get up to go to work, I will do my makeup. I will do my hair. I will wear my best work outfit, because even though I don't feel good on the inside, I want to be able to look good on the outside at least. But it's also just a booster for me. It makes me feel a little less like poop if I can look into the mirror and see my best version of myself physically. Just like adds just a little scoop of happiness. Like, oh my God, like my makeup looks really good today. My eyeliner is sharp as always. My hair looks so pretty. You know, like, it's just the little things that can help boost your mood and boost your confidence and making yourself feel good. And I can tell you from experience that that shows. A lot of people would then come up to you and say that you look really great today. Oh my God, like, what'd you do? What are you wearing? Because it looks really nice. I want it, like, whatever. Like, it's... And that in itself is also a really great confidence booster. It makes you feel good. It makes you like feel a little bit better. And I know, at least for me, it does. Another experience I had was actually this year. I went to a bar on my own, which was something I had in mind for a while. Usually I go to restaurants with the bar, but I'm there to eat, not to drink and stuff. So I was given an opportunity to go to Seville. I don't know if that's how you say it, but I went there. That is in like the Nomad area of New York. It has like a very speakeasy vibe, and it's very dim lighting, and they have live music like every night. And I went there with the intention of just having a drink and eating. However, I ended up spending 3 hours there, and I had 3 genuine conversations with 3 different guys, and they were all really cool. They didn't ask for my number or anything, so I felt very comfortable being there and talking to them. They didn't give me any weird vibe. Also, I knew the manager who works there, so I automatically went in being safe, like feeling safe, because I knew I was going to be fine. If anything happened, I'd be able to tell him and that would be resolved. So the conversations I had with these 3 people, they were very curious about what I was reading. And you know, that I told them what I was reading. At the moment I was reading 1,000 Boy Kisses. Was that what I was reading? No, I was reading Things We Leave Unfinished. That is the book I was reading, and I was like more than halfway into the book. I had the intention of only being there for about an hour and having a drink and then going home and eating dinner. But I ended up staying there for 3 hours, having 2 rounds of dessert and 1 round of dinner and 2 drinks. It was such a vibe. Like, one of the guys was like very curious as to why I had dessert before dinner, which is just my thing. So that was really fun. And then they were just asking about who I am, like what do I do and all that stuff. It was very sweet, very genuine and very kind. And then they would all say, you know, have a great night. get home safe, whatever. And it was really nice. I had zero intention of meeting anybody and talking to men, especially, because I was just there to read and eat and drink. That's it. So it was like a really wonderful experience. And I kid you not, it also boosted my confidence a lot, because I'm like, oh wow, like these guys are talking to me. Cool. Yeah, they could have just been talking to me because they were being nice, and they were also just genuinely curious about what I was reading. But it was just the fact that it happened and I wasn't expecting it to happen was just really, really wonderful for me. So if you do plan on going to a bar and having a drink, again, don't go with the expectation that you will meet the love of your life or your new best friend there. But just keep an open mind, because you just never know what's going to happen while you're there. Of course, people will be drinking around you, so it's just a matter of like, either it could go really right, like how my experience went, or it could go really left and you're going to feel uncomfortable and you're going to have to leave the space because you're surrounded by people who are drinking. Also, I feel like it's very important to learn more about yourself and your dislikes and likes, along with knowing your boundaries, because it'll also allow you to know what your dreams are and where you want to be within the next few years. It allows you to envision your future and the lifestyle that you dream of. And there's nobody that's going to be there on the side to tell you, oh, like, are you sure that's the career you want to take? Is that the kind of place you want to live at? Oh, but this, but that. There won't be any buts, because by now you understand yourself so much more that there is no but. There's, I want this, I'm going to get this, because I have so much confidence in myself. I love myself so much. I have so much self-worth that other people's opinions could just go in one ear and out the other. And like for me, my dreams are really big. And as of yesterday, I was able to see part of it come to fruition, where I got paid to be a costume designer. Like, they did tell me ahead of time that that was going to happen, that I was going to get paid for it, but it's one thing to hear it, and then another thing and a whole other feeling when you finally see like that first paycheck of you being rewarded for the work that you've done. And it's work that you've put a lot of effort to, a lot of time into, and you just love what you do. And a lot of this really comes from like having confidence in myself, and also just knowing that there's nobody there telling me that I can't do this or can't do that. I've already grown up dealing with that, and I was able to push myself away from that situation and just tell myself that no matter what other people are saying or thinking, like, I want to do this dream. I want to be this, so I'm going to be that. I have the confidence, I have the self-worth, the self-love, and I believe in myself so much that I know it's going to come true at some point. And as of yesterday, you know, it was like the beginning of it going into the right direction. Like, this apartment that I have now, has been my vision for like 3 years. 3 years in the making. This has been on my mind. And because I spent so much time focusing on myself and focusing on my future, it came true. Like, it happened, and it's everything I want and more. It's amazing. And meanwhile, there were people saying like, oh, like, are you sure like you can get this? Like, you know, not a lot of people can get affordable housing. Not a lot of people could, you know, it's like very hard to get and stuff. I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get it, because I'm very confident in myself, and I believe in myself way too hard that it's either this or nothing. It's all or nothing. I've gotten to the point where a lot of things in my life are just all or nothing. I'm going to put my all into something, or I'm going to put none of it at all. I'm not going to put half an effort into something or half believe in myself, because then that just leaves room for doubt, and it just is more than likely not, like, the thing that I want to happen isn't going to happen if I doubt myself, and if I doubt my abilities, and I doubt who I am as a person, that I don't deserve this, and I keep telling myself that, it's just not going to work out that way. You know, I'm going to tell myself, I can get this. I want this. I'm going to get it. I believe in myself 1,000% that this is going to happen to me. And so here we are. I got the apartment in my dreams, and I live in the floor that I always wanted to live in. And it's brand new. No one's lived here before me in this apartment spot. It's just perfect. And I have an amazing view. It's perfect. But this, I feel like, came to fruition because I believed in myself so hard. Like, yes, I can tell you that I'm a very lucky person and I'm incredibly blessed. But at the same time, it didn't happen overnight. It came from years of learning to be more confident in myself and to believe that I can get whatever I want because I am fully confident in myself that I can get it and that I will work to get what I want. You know, it's not going to happen overnight. I'm not going to get 1,000 billion subscribers in one night. You know, like, it just takes time. It takes time to love yourself. It takes time to understand yourself. It's going to take time to go through the dreams that you want to have, like, to make them into reality. Everything, the best things in this world take time. Instant gratification is not my thing. I'm very much into delayed gratification because I feel like it's just much more rewarding and it leads to so much more happiness. And with that, I will conclude this video so I can go ahead and edit it and post it because I'm really excited to share my experiences with dating myself and what has come out of it. I went from being a girl who was going through body dysmorphia and being depressed and having depressive episodes and not knowing who I am, to now being able to tell people I am a costume designer, I am a makeup artist, I am an actor, I am a content creator. I'm going to do what I say I'm going to do, and I'm going to commit to it 1,000% because I fully believe in myself and my ability to do these things. And I love myself so, so much. I love being selfish. I love being able to put myself first before putting others before me. It is an amazing feeling. I have so much fun. I feel like I glow so much better and I'm smiling so much more because of it. And I'm in a really good spot right now where I can only go up from here. There is no going down. Yeah, sure. I still have like moments where I don't feel my best. But I accept the feeling as it is. Don't let it get to me to the point where I stop doing what I love. But I grow from it and I learned from it. That's just all it really takes to learn to love yourself. Just to accept however you're feeling and move forward. Figure out how you're going to go up from there. I have really come a long way, and I'm hoping that this inspires you the way it has inspired some of my friends and people I know in my whole adventure that's still ongoing. It's not over yet, nowhere near over. It's just the beginning of something so much greater, being able to date myself and be comfortable in my own skin and enjoy my own company. And I'm really hoping that this inspires you to do the same. And with that, thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I hope to make more conversations like this because I really just love inspiring people and lifting people up. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, a great evening, and a fantastic week. And stay tuned for my next video. Bye!